Hello, roller derby fans. Welcome back to the Ted Reeve Arena in beautiful downtown Toronto. This is Game 12 of the Fresh and the Furious 2014. I'm Lightning Slim, and I'm joined by my good friend, Las Vegas.
Hello, everyone. We've got an interesting battle here. This is, I believe, the teams with one loss apiece, if I'm not correct.
That's right, so this will be an elimination bout. In the pink, the Derby Debutantes, and facing them in the charcoal, the Bombshells of Belleville.
Now, I've never seen a Belleville game. Have you have much experience with them so far?
I have not. I've seen them skate before. I've seen them skate earlier today. They did not do very well against the capital city Cannondals, but we'll see if they can rise to the challenge of fighting for their lives, Ross.
Yep. I know the Derby Debutantes have taken a good crack at the first game. Unfortunately, did not win that one, but we'll see what they can do to come up this time in this. They had Liquor Nixon come out for a few jams that was really good, but unfortunately just fell a little bit short in their first game. As they're just finishing up the equipment checks here. Got Davey Darko, who's our head referee for this game. He's from Rock City down in Rochester, New York. We actually have a few Americans up here refereeing this weekend. It's actually quite the first from the officiating standpoint for this particular tournament.
And it shows that the reputation of Fresh and Furious is growing. We do have American teams in attendance also, or at least one this time around.
Queen's Court has been, they were here last year, I know for sure, and they're here this year, actually just taking the earlier winning, I believe. I'm not 100% sure exactly what the final score of that game was in particular, but I know that Mama Chops and all the crew down there at Queen City are very proud of them, regardless of the result that happens here this weekend. That being said, I'm not sure if Mama Chops is back from her vacation to the West Coast, but if she is, hi, Mama. Hi, the rest of the crew that might be watching from Queen City. And it seems we're having a little bit of discussion here. Darko's just, Davey Darko, head ref here, is discussing with the coaches early on, maybe just trying to clarify a few things before this game gets on their way. It seems kind of odd. This isn't usual, but maybe there is just an equipment malfunction of some sort that they just want to get cleared up before this game starts.
Coach Paper Jam of the Derby Debutantes now having a word with the head referee.
Seems to be a little bit of drama before the game even starts. But I'm sure this game will get going on the way. And there we go. Head ref David Darko.
Just as we were about to go into a complicated explanation of what we thought was happening, it's over. It's just as well we would have been wrong.
So for the debutantes, we got Killer Frost, number 16, coming up to the jammer line.
Killer Frost, the author of that 35-plus point jam in their bout against Orangeville. We'll see if she can repeat that kind of performance, but she's jamming against Red Heat of Belleville. Red Heat getting really physical and gains lead jammer position, but Killer Frost moving in front. She's hoping to force that call off.
Appears to be a job well done, making it a 0-0 jam, and we're going to basically start back over with the score tied 0-0.
Just 30 seconds gone, 19 and a half minutes remaining in the contest, but nothing neither way on the scoreboard.
know I've been saying this earlier in games in this tournament, but it's amazing so far the skill level that you've seen from both teams.
Skinny Minnie Morgan, lead jammer for the Debutantes. Smashberry giving chase for Belleville, but Skinny Minnie Morgan through.
And it appears that Smashberry had stolen 2 points for the Bombshells at the end of that jam. That leaves the score, Debutantes 3, Bombshells 2. Still early on in the contest here with about 18 minutes remaining.
Mashes to Ashes jamming for the Debutantes. She gets physical immediately, throws a hip into her opponent, and then gets stuck into the pack. Mashes to Ashes, number 88 in the pink for the Debutantes. She is lead jammer. Meanwhile, Crazy Legs, number 33 for Belleville. She has escaped the pack, but Mashes to Ashes is on a scoring pass. Mashes to Ashes calls it off with 4.
As I was starting to mention a little bit earlier, it comes down to both of these. I know this is supposed to be a fresh meat tournament, but I mean, we're seeing 3 walls, 4 walls. We're seeing some dynamic play from all of the blockers so far that I've seen. I don't know if you've noticed that as well throughout this tournament.
Throughout the tournament, absolutely, Ross. The strength of the organizations behind these teams has revealed itself as the sport continues to grow and become stratified. So yeah, these freshies have the benefit of a good number of years of experience, and there we have a lead jammer for Belleville. It is Little Knickers, number 9.
Oh, it appears that we've got Skinny Minnie Morgan going off for a forearm. It looks like Power Jam Belleville.
Old school name, old school penalty. Little Knickers moves on. She has the full 5.
She's looking through. They're going to probably try to push it through. She's got another run through here and inside out. And oh, and she goes through, and she's going to pick up a low block for that one. I don't know. Wait, maybe not. Yes, it is.
Yeah, she did not initially realize she'd received the penalty.
I don't believe she even knows just yet that she has the penalty, but she's in the middle of the pack.
No, in fact, she's attempting to call off the jam, but is unable to do so, having received that penalty, and now runs into her opposite number at the side of the track. At last, Little Knickers, penalty properly assessed. She is off to the Zach's Bruise Cream penalty area for 30 seconds.
With that penalty, we're going to go the full 2 minutes, which gives us about 37 seconds left in this jam. And oh no, and that's a cutting the track.
Skinny Minnie Morgan, we will rotate jammers in that penalty box position with the teams tied at 7 points apiece with 15 and a half minutes remaining. That's quite a lot of clock eaten up without too much scoring, Ross.
I know it's with this kind of action, though, when you go in, you try to engage the back of the pack, you get the penalty, it takes a little bit of time to get yourself all the way to the box. But there we go. That's 5 big points coming out for the Bombshells.
Red Heat taking a direction of gameplay penalty. I think she thinks that was a penalty well earned, as she did open up space for her jammer to score those points as the jam comes to a close.
Well, when it comes down to breaking open a hole, getting your jammer through, sometimes you just have to take the penalty to get those 5 points. Sometimes it's an even trade-off.
And there's the 5 for the Bombshells. Now they lead 12-7 with just about 15 minutes remaining.
So we got Smashberry on the line for the Bombshells.
The winner of this contest will face Our Ladies of Pain from Royal City, and a false start.
Oh, it appears that it looks like it's an official timeout that's going to be needed to sort this one out. Our head ref has called it. It looks like they're trying to straighten out the points because we had that issue with the penalty going through on the last jam. The message wasn't received right away, so they're going to try to sort out when the penalty happened and when did the points come in.
We'll see if there is any change to that 12-7 lead currently held by the Bombshells of Belleville. The skaters have been ordered back to their position on the Mill Street jammer line. And looks like we're good to go.
Yeah, it looks like they discussed it, went through the details. Looks like everything's fine. So it looks like Killer Frost and Smashberry on the line.
Killer Frost makes her way to the front. There she is. Lead jammer for the Debutantes. Smashberry gives chase, but she has about half a track ahead of her. Does Killer Frost? She approaches the pack.
She's going to have a little bit of time to work as that pack is at the back there for her. Oh. Heading through the middle, going to the outside, going to the inside.
Smashberry taken out there.
Oh, but that's a lot of time to be taken. I don't know what are the points going to be at the end of this.
3-2 in favor of the Debutantes, and that will catch them up.
That
momentarily. Oh, look. A bit of a change to the score there. The Bombshells now pulling ahead 14-10.
13:30 left in the game. Oh, we're starting off this jam with a no pack, and we're going to have some failure to reform penalties. The skaters did not immediately regain the pack, and off we go with a lead jammer for the Debutantes.
That's Skinny Benny Morgan. Crazy Legs Cat being taken out there at the back of the pack by Max Fury.
And there's 5 big points for the Debutantes. They need that to just slightly pull ahead right here, right now. And it looks like a power jam.
Indeed, Crazy Legs Cat taking a seat in the Zach's Brews Cream penalty box. 5 more points for Skinny Benny Morgan, and she skates on.
This could be one of the decisive moments of this game. This power jam situation looks favorable for the Debutantes.
Skinny Benny Morgan forced to reset to the rear of the pack. She resets, goes into it again. Oh, it is rubbed out there by number 8.
She's going to be taking a penalty for that one. Looks like 8 and 14 are getting penalized on the play.
That Joy Kill and Sam Demonium heading to the penalty box. A depleted defensive core for Belleville.
Well, with Crazy Legs Cat back on the track, this hopefully should even up the score a little bit more here, but she's calling it off. It looks like it's going to remain the way it is right there. Debutantes 25, Bombshells 14. So I believe that's officially a lead change in that jam, is it not?
I believe so. That's right. The Derby Debutantes taking command of the situation. 11 and a half minutes remain. The Debutantes making a rare choice in today's roller derby, moving ahead to the pivot line and creating a front pack situation. No pack as the whistle is blown.
And it looks okay.
Mashes to Ashes, runs away with it as Red Heat gives chase.
Probably got about a half track advantage here as she approaches the back of the pack.
Mashes to Ashes, trying to get physical, not needing to as she finds the way is open.
And she's going to keep rolling it with it. She's going to keep going. They're going to put it points on points here. 4 big points for the Debutantes. We're going to see 4 more points for the Bombshells. They're going to try to roll the dice one more time.
Mashes to Ashes, takes a hit from Joy Kill, gets through the pack one more time. Looks to her bench. Does she need to call this off? No paper jam. The coach instructing that she should just keep rolling.
Well, with the lead right now, you kind of want to work the clock down a little bit with that much of a lead, but still, there's still a fair bit of time left.
Yeah, these skaters willing to gamble. Oh, going in hard into the pack, and Mashes to Ashes receiving that back blocking penalty.
And that's what you're worried about right there with that type of strategy and scenario.
And the opportunity Belleville has been waiting for as Red Heat scores and goes in for more.
It looks like she's taking the outside line. She's going there. She's got a 2-wall to beat. Oh, and it just clipped at the end. The debutantes recycle around her as she's still pushing towards the outside line. 2-wall to beat, one person to beat, and there's 5 big points for Red Heat. That will be a lead change right there, right now.
Red Heat not finished yet, looking for more. About 15 seconds left in the jam. Mashes to Ashes has returned to the track. Red Heat has to be aware of this. She's through. Mashes to Ashes also inside the pack. Both jammers scoring. Nothing to be done. They got a trade.
And let's see what the score is at the end of that one. There's a lot of points to be had at the back end of this one. It looks like
9 minutes remain, and yes, it looks to be a single-point lead. The Derby Debutantes, 37. The Bombshells of Belleville, 36. 9 minutes remain. The Debutantes take the front line again.
Well, I've seen more of this strategy in this game than I have in the other games so far, but it seems to be working.
Indeed, the Debutantes take lead again. Skinny Minnie Morgan skating onwards. She is chased by Smashbury. Smashbury has not, thus far, had the strength to catch up with her. She encounters the pack, goes in hard.
Oh.
Smashbury gets away.
Smashbury found the hole that was made there and stole the points away, it looks like. But the referees are discussing how many points are deserved on that particular call-off.
And the Bombshells retrieving their lead, now 40-37 over the Debutantes.
Off we go, one more time here. Both walls are playing strong here as both jammers try to engage, but got Killer Frost breaks through the middle, lead jammer status.
Killer Frost being used sparingly by this debutante squad, in always in a capacity where they need to get some work done, and she's doing it.
Crazy Lake Cats is still stuck there back in the pack, but boy, she finding the holes where there is no hole to be found.
Killer Frost, a bright future for her in this sport by her performance in this tournament.
The Bombshells are putting in a good defense. Like they're seeing it. It's just she keeps finding a gap. It's a big left to right sweeping motion across. It seems to be finding the gap in between their defense. And oh no, that's a power jam coming up for the Debutantes. As Crazy Lakes Cats goes for, I believe it was a cut. I could not see it from where I was, but either way, Debutantes power jam.
Killer Frost coming around the outside. She finds the way unblocked, coming through with a full 5. This is a decisive jam, and the power jam ever so much important in this 20-minute bout format. And there she goes again.
It looked like there was the 4-wall was set, but she just keeps finding that small little gap and exposing the weakness in the defense.
Killer Frost, a little bit of resistance, gets a hit from Sam Demonium, but skates on.
Killer Frost is racking up the points on this power jam opportunity, even though we're back to full strength here. Oh! And that was a wonderful, wonderful tag on Mashes to Ashes, putting the pajammer on the ground, making her realize that she's there. And Debutantes pick up 2 more points at the end of that. Looks like Debutantes 65, Bombshells 40, with about 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to play in the game.
The Debutantes take the front wall again. They've decided that is how they wish to proceed in this bout.
It's something we haven't seen a lot of so far in this tournament, but it seems to be working for them. Every time they've come up to the front, they've gotten lead out of it.
If you're just joining us, this is Fresh and Furious 2014. We are in the Ted Reeve Arena in beautiful downtown Toronto. I am Lightning Slim, joined by Ross Vegas. And here come the Derby Debutantes. However, their opponent, the Bombshells of Belleville, have lead.
Smashbury taking the lead. Once again, it looked like she didn't have it. Bust through. got an entire track to work with here. She's getting some time to score some points.
Blocker penalty to the Bombshells. That's number 45, Jezebel.
Smashberry's working her way through the middle of the pack, goes to the outside. We've got one blocker to beat, but oh no, she's taken a penalty.
Smashberry will head to that Zach's Bruise Cream penalty area as Skinny Minnie Morgan skates on. She now has sole possession of the track as the only jammer, receiving physical punishment but making her way through.
With no lead jammer on the track right now, she's got about 57 seconds to make her way and score some points with this one. So far, the walls have been split up within both of these teams. We've got a 4-wall up front, a 3-wall out back, and off we go. Oh my gosh, there's another big 5 points.
And another penalty coming here to number 8. That is a blocker, Joy Kill, skating for Belleville. Joy Kill was removed from play in her previous bout today due to assembling too many penalties.
Well, it's not a big margin right now. Since it's a short game, there's only 4 penalties to be had. The Skinny Minnie Morgan is still up there. Still pushing through, and another 4 points out of it. That is a long 2-minute jam to be out there jamming.
And she, with one more pass, will double up on the Bombshells. It is not to be as the jam is whistled dead. Kitty Coroner heads to the penalty box with a lately assessed penalty. Just as the jam comes to a close, she will sit down for 30 seconds, and that means the blocker core severely depleted for the first few seconds of this jam on the part of the Bombshells. The Derby Debutantes already ahead on the scoreboard with just 3 minutes remaining. They could take full advantage.
Indeed. Now, Slim, what have you thought about the new rule changes that have been happening that's a little different from last year to this year?
I'm enjoying these 30-second penalties. I think they really changed the timbre of the game. Oh, jammers coming out together.
Red Heat coming out first, though. She's got lead jammer for the Bombshells. Debutantes right behind her. It's neck and neck. We're going to get some jammer on jammer hitting here. 88-666 going through. They're going to continue it through the front of the pack. They've both barreled through the same hole. They're both going to pick up 4 big points. It seems that the pack means absolutely nothing to them. They're just going to battle between ourselves and bang into whatever they're going to hit. Oh, and there it is. Heat puts the heat on.
Red Heat has led by example. Puts hands to hips, calls off the jam, and just under 2 minutes remain here. The Bombshells only maybe 1, perhaps 2 jams to put together an answer to this score deficit.
I mean, it's not uncommon for this particular tournament to have 30, 35-point swings in short order.
Assembled on the Mill Street jammer line. Ahead of them, a full 10 blockers.
It's still odd to see this many people up here at the pivot line, but overall advantage GTA, except for the one jam that they lost so far. And we've got a log jam going in here. Someone's getting a penalty out of it.
Low blocking to Shades of Pain, the blocker from Belleville.
With Skinny Minnie Morgan working the inside line for GTA. And,
lead jammer for Little Knickers. And a penalty to Skinny Minnie Morgan. An opportunity here for the Bombshells.
This is the opportunity the Bombshells needed. What are they going to do? There's 50 seconds left on the game clock.
They need 32 points to make this happen.
Right now there's more time left on the jam clock than the game clock, so if they're going to get another jam, they're going to have to call it off at some point and call a timeout. But right now she needs to rack up all that she can.
She's inside, being mugged by the defenders. Now a forearm penalty coming here. That is to another Belleville player, Vivacious. She will go to the box. The Bombshells, just a few seconds remaining. Official time counting down.
Skinny Minnie Morgan standing up in the box right now. She's been released. 10 seconds left in the game clock. It's close. We're going to see. It appears that it appears the game clock has run out of time.
And that was the opportunity that should have been used to call a timeout, to call off the jam and call a timeout.
Yep. Unfortunately, does not look like the situation happened. Right now, it looks like we've got an unofficial final.
Bombshells 66, Derby Debutantes 88. A hard-fought victory, but decisive on that scoreboard in that 20-minute format.
It just shows in these 20-minute formats how important jammer penalties actually are, because it's just, even though it's down to 30 seconds now, it still cuts down on your time. You're still picking up 15, 20 points in those 4 passes, and, well, it shows in this particular occasion. The GTA Dirty Debutantes picking up the victory here.
The Derby Debutantes going on to face Our Ladies of Pain from Royal City.
That should be an exciting matchup.
Indeed, and the Bombshells of Belleville, that is their second loss. They will be going home from fresh and furious, perhaps a little wiser, and I'm willing to bet they all had a great deal of fun.
How can you not, really? This is a wonderful tournament. Well, we are official now, 88-66 in favor for the Debutantes.
We're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be back soon with more action. The tournament continues. I'm Lightning Slim for Las Vegas. We'll be back.
Changed those. 19 changed at all?
Everything went forward one.
Oh, no, sorry. I should be 420.
Everything went forward one.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, like that's why I'm all. Original schedule, I'm over in the bubble.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do. Are you doing the next game somewhere?
No, I'm not.
Okay. What I'll do is I'm going to take my stuff with me.
Go over to the bubble and see what happens.
Yeah. Nothing happens, I wander back over here. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Very good. Fresh and the furious.
I still find it weird trying to announce from this side of the track.
Where you can't see who's jamming until their ground turn one?
Yeah.
That's why you listen to me.
That's why I am. I'm listening to you. I got half a headset on, just be like, Motto, feed me. Now, once we were all smart enough to go to the other side of the track.
Gentlemen?
Where?
Yeah, good point. Very nice. All right. So
I get a break now. Take it.
what's going on next? What's the
I have
thing?
no clue. I'm
Two teams playing derby.
Oh, all right. I wasn't sure if that was
Girls
they were
on
gonna
skates.
continue that
We were
pattern,
going to have a
smart
triple
asses.
threat match followed by a tag team, but
In theory, it is.
we'll slip
Oh,
this
finally someone who knows what's going on.
Run over. You should say in the chart over
That's
there.
cheating.
Our Ladies of Pain and are going to play the Debutantes. I think the Debs have to play twice in a row.
Really?
That's
Oh, booer.
Sorry,
Man,
they didn't have to try that hard.
oh,
G12 winner would be the Debs.
the D-Zips.
We just watched game.
Yeah, that's true.
And the game 9 loser, that's a lot.
Yep.
Olaf, the Russian team.
Our Ladies of Pain.
The Norwegian team, I should say.
Hola.
Olaf. So who, what? Our Ladies of Pain
Our
and
Ladies of Pain from Royal City and the Debs again, I think.
D-Zips.
I'm just going to double check.
The
not long games, but still.
No, the shorties are okay. That's why I can do 10 or 12 of them. I don't die.
Oh man, yeah.
If you're hungry, I think there is still pizza.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Ah.
I was astonished to find that was still the case. But
Wow. I'm good for